Hi, Henry. Welcome back to the show, buddy.
Thank you, guys. The Triple C's back,
Triple
man.
C. Actually, more, man. You are about to be a father and a husband. What is that? That's like 5-time champion now.
That's like a,
Five
that's like
champs.
that's a straight up that's what you call a straight up shotgun, dude.
I don't know what it's
Buy
called,
one
Matt.
get one free, you know.
I know quadruple, dude. What's after quadruple? The quadruple champ. I'm trying to think of the fifth one. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they call that because it's never been done, I
Yeah,
guess.
it could be C4 or 5C or C5. I'm not sure, dude.
You've accomplished a hell of a lot more than I have, man. So that's the only thing that matters, I guess.
Yeah, the only thing that I know though, Mike, is the fact that within the next 7 months, I'm gonna be changing diapers, dude. And cleaning somebody's arse. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing that I could tell you.
Yes, you are. You're going to be bending the knee to pick up dirty diapers off the floor. It's going to change
Yeah,
a
so
little.
it's definitely been a change, but I was talking to Mike to Tyson about this. I was like, man, Mike, I've accomplished a lot of great things in my life, through accomplishments through sports and getting a chance to meet the presidents, be writing a book, commercials with the biggest brands in the world. And I said, but I've never experienced those common things that common humans go through, and that's just like having a kid. Like I'm 34 years old, man, which is crazy being Mexican descent and not having kids at this time. I got friends that
I don't know
already
if I
have
can even
kids that
comment on that, but I see where you're going.
I got friends that have kids that are graduating from high school that shit that I grew
Yeah.
up with. I'm just like, what the hell?
All my friends are the same, man.
So it's a trip, Mike. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this journey. You have kids, Mike?
Yeah, I do. I have 2 daughters. Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
6 and 9.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, exactly, man. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm having a little girl too, man. So I'm excited, man. I'm hoping the little girl, brings in a little more light, softens me up a little bit, and
You don't need no softening, man. Nothing can soften you up, dude. You're the whatever's after quadruple champ. That thing. That's you.
Cinco C.
Yeah, that's the punishment we get as fighters, as daughters. So we're gonna have to go through that whole stress of all these like guys dating our daughters and dealing with that shit. Every fighter I know has daughters, dude. Every guy fighter I know. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy though too, man. 'Cause I think of somebody like Dan Gable. For those who don't know who Dan Gable is the most winning coach in and wrestling history, man.
Yeah.
Like 15 straight national titles. He's trained Olympic and world champs, and that dude had 7 girls, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There has to be something with a sperm. You know what I don't know what it is, bro, but 7 girls, dude. So I want a boy too, man. So I'd
Yeah.
like to have 3 kids. So hopefully, I like for the next 2 to be boys, if
Yeah.
possible.
Dude, congrats again on that, man. That's awesome. It's exciting. I know how it is. And then obviously you have. How's this going to change your big fight coming up with Hasbulla, dude? Because like I know you got this big match coming up. You're trying to put together this international like super fight with you and Hasbulla. And so is this going to put this off a little bit, or you just going to fight right through the pregnancy, or what?
Man. His Bull's got to get a visa to the U.S., man, before we can make something happen. He wants to come over to the U.S. Hasbulla has big plans, man. Of he wants to fight in Vegas, and he's been sending me messages. So we'll see, bro. We'll see.
He's a scary
We'll see
figure,
what to
bro.
do.
I gotta hand it to you, man. It's like certain people I won't mess with, dude, and that he's like on that list. It's like the cartel, ISIS, and like Hezbollah, dude. Because that dude is like he's got that evil in his eyes, bro. He means business. I seen him with a gun, dude. Dude ain't playing around, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. He has that little check. He has that little check hook. You ever see him throw it and hit people with it?
No, how'd I miss that,
He'll
dude?
throw that hook at people. It's a trip. He actually turns his shoulder.
And sorry, man. I feel for you, but I'm gonna root for you anyway in that one. But yeah, he seems like a dangerous fella. How did you get drug into that? Just real fast, and then we'll do a couple of headlines.
No, it was with Hasbulla was more. I don't know. I just kept getting tagged. When you're short and you're when you're short, you're a public figure. But I'm like, you know what I mean? Like I'm the dude that I laugh over my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't take myself too serious. Like it is what it is, man. You know, I got even my girl's like 4 inches taller than me too, man.
It doesn't matter, bro.
Yeah, but anyways, but that's what I'm saying, man. It's just sense of humor. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
man, this is good. You know, I'm looking for different ways to troll. I see the business aspect and the business side of it.
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, just through Hasbulla alone, man, I've gained like 15,000 followers, man.
Yeah.
And he's never really posted anything.
Yeah.
It's been more like the Russian people, you know. He's
Yeah.
just responded and things like that. But I imagine if he did, I can see Hasbulla becoming like a huge public recognized image like across the world.
For
Like I really
sure.
can. You know, if Hasbulla plays his cards right, he could be one of the most recognized faces in the world, man. Because how can you not like that
Yeah.
dude? You know, the dude that's the dude has, I don't know what the syndrome is, but he's 18 or 19 years old, but it looks like he's 5 or 6. You know.
Oh, I didn't even know how old he was. I didn't even know he was that old. Are you messing with me or you're messing with me?
No, from what I've heard, yeah, no, from what I know, I think he's like 18 or 19 years old.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well,
Yeah,
now
yeah,
you're in
no,
deep trouble,
he's
dude.
not a baby, dude. He's not a kid.
So you're fighting he's a man, bro. And he's got all that fear and
Exactly,
stuff
dude.
around him, dude. He's a gangster. Dude, oh man. All right. I'll let you deal with your own fear on that one. So whatever happens, man, that's up to you. I'm just gonna root for you, dude. But let's get into a couple pieces of news real fast. So obviously this is a headlines episode. This is my headlines number 10, my special number 10. I had to have a good personality, and
Oh hell yeah,
I knew the triple
double
C.
digits.
I knew the triple C was gonna come through. Yeah, this is better because we get to talk about the headlines versus each other. Because like a lot of fighters don't want to talk about their own camp so much. They do it so much with the journalists and. It's the same repetitive stuff. I'm training hard. It's the best I've ever been. I'm gonna win my fight, and it's like it's more fun to chop it up about other fighters and other news.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna eat his children.
Yeah, there you go. Wow, I know where you got that. Wait, real quick before we get into the headlines, though, just really quick, because I know you don't have a lot of time. But how is it, man? How is it being a co-host on Hotboxing with Mike Tyson, dude? That's like a dream job right there.
Yeah, it is, man. It's super cool. It's super cool. Well, it started off with just being Mike's friend. Like it was never like
Yeah,
it organically happened, man. And then we were just talking and whatnot. And I just know a lot of Mike's history being around him, obviously being a fan and being his friend. And I've seen a lot of his documentaries, especially now being like his co-host.
yeah, sure.
So I just know that being like the co-host for Hotboxing, it's like we not only do I have to make it about the guest, but I have to make it about Mike
Yeah,
because Mike is so interesting. Like he's got so much shit to say and
yeah.
just different philosophies and things of that nature. But he's it's fun, man. It's fun, dude. I'm about by the time I get done with the show, dude, I'm about as high as a kite. I jump on that plane, I head home, dude, and I sleep good.
I can't think if I smoke weed, man. I hate it. I don't like that high. I just feel like I think it's been so long since I smoked. I think that might be better. All I've done as of late from smoking is eating the edibles, and man, unless I'm going to bed, I can't deal with that, dude, because I can't even form my thoughts.
Yeah, but honestly, Mike, I think that's why I like it, bro. I think that's why
That's
I
actually
like
a
the
good
fact that
reason.
it takes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a competitor in me, man. It's a trip, dude. It's weird, man. But I like the fact that it takes me, and I feel like it almost reveals like the shit that I need or the
yeah,
shit that I
true.
need help on or whatever. And I almost like that challenge, bro. I'm a trip like that. But
Yeah,
it's not even just mushrooms. I mean, it's not even just weed, but mushrooms too.
yeah.
Like we'll even do mushrooms on the show, and by the time like the second show comes out, we're already kind of like laughing, dude. But it just brings like a good vibe because the dude, we'll have our guests and they're just like looking at us like, what the hell did you guys just do?
I can imagine walking into that. That's incredible, dude. All right, fellas, you want to help support the podcast? I know you do. All this content, all these interviews with these fantastic guests that we're putting out for you, well, now you can. And you can save 20% off and get free shipping by getting the best below-the-waist men's grooming products on the market. I'm talking about Manscaped. All you got to do is go to manscaped.com, manscaped.com, enter code QUICK at checkout, 20% off, and free shipping. Quick is my nickname. It is not how you use the product. Don't be silly, fellas. Come on. But Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, and now they have the new Lawnmower 4.0, which is next level, the best trimmer on the market ever made. What makes it different? It has skin-safe replacement ceramic blades, controllable LED lights, wireless charging dock, and a 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology, and it's even waterproof. They also have a full line of hygiene and grooming products like the Shears 2.0 luxury nail kit, crop mops, preserver, reviver, and a lot more. Manscaped has everything you need to appeal to your lady friend, but don't thank me, thank yourself. By going to manscaped.com, entering code QUICK, get 20% off, get free shipping. It's a win-win for you, it's a win-win for us, and you're supporting the podcast. So yeah, we got to get to a couple of headlines real fast. So obviously a big one coming up soon here. I have Dana on this week to talk about this and preview it. What's your take on Conor versus Poirier this third time? I mean, it is a lot of variables included in this, considering we saw a very different Conor come out last time, a very humble, very baby oriented, like baby kisser, like a whole different mentality and everything, and then he got knocked out. Now it seems like he's kind of back angry again, which he should be. But Dustin Poirier just seems straight on focused like always. Like he's just as confident.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something, Mike. It's Conor McGregor showed his cards.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor, him trying to pull that nice guy role. I mean, it's okay, man. I think that's partially what made Conor McGregor so great, is the fact that, man, he could shit talk and he can get into somebody's mind, and next you know it, dude, he's doing exactly what he would say. But now that he became this like good guy, and then now that people saw, now that the calf kick has been working and everybody's been seeing the fact that how effective it's been, it's not going to go good for Conor in my eyes. I think it's going to go the same way. Poirier's going to stop him again. Poirier's going to stop him again just because of those facts, man. Because he lost his groove. He lost his ice box got wet. You know what I'm saying? It's that Chris Brown song. It really did, man.
Yeah.
Because that was part of the swag. And when you lose that, I mean, you can come back to it, but then it's not the same to the other person. It may be the same to you,
yeah,
but it's not going to be the same to the opponent. So for that reason, I think the fight might go third round, but I think Poirier's going to stop him again. I don't know how. It might be the kicks again, or it might be hands, but and I still don't think like both of them are. It ain't the best versus the best. There's two guys that just happen to be fighting for something because Khabib Nurmagomedov doesn't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? But Khabib would kill them both I'm convinced that he would kill them both if you're to alternate both of them in the same, different rounds. I think Khabib would beat them both.
Do you think Oliveira would? Oliveira just came out and said that he would knock out either one of those guys. Do you think he's to that level of where they're at right now, or do you think there's a little bit of difference?
I think Oliveira's got a breaking point, and I saw with even the fact that he beat Michael Chandler, I saw him almost break in the ending of that first round. When I saw that, I'm like, that's man, true. Habib would have it. As technical and as good as he is, sure. Habib would have his way with a guy like that, because it's just another level of mentality, man. When you see somebody like almost kind of want quits and then happen to recover and then knock the dude out, I just don't know, man. I just feel like there's levels, and I just feel like Khabib is just at another level, man. And I believe Oliveira. I believe he can knock them both out. But I don't think I think with the best of the best, the cream of the crop with Khabib, not even a chance.
Yeah, of course. And then going back to the Conor thing real fast, I think that happened with the Khabib fight. I think when he came out and did the whole, I think when you talk as ferociously and fierce, especially to the death, like your Irish heritage and to the death and warriorship and all this kind of stuff, and then you tap out from a rear naked choke, that really changes things. And in a situation of, but I'm not trying to dog on him, but I guess I am in a way. But it's like, if you're going to announce that you're going to go out on your shield and that's what your heritage is, and we fight to the death and we're warriors and we're killers, you don't tap from a choke immediately following that. I think that in general, that turn of events is what's kind of what you said, exposed that talk as a lot of talk, and not that he can't back it up, and not that he hasn't done extraordinary things, but there's a difference when you fight somebody that's broken from the press conference and they're broken from the weigh-in. And I'll give you an example of that. You have Wanderlei Silva in Pride for 10 years. I think he won most of those fights before that fight ever started. Anderson Silva, when Anderson Silva was in the UFC, I think he won a lot of those fights before they ever started. People were broken. They were absolutely broken because they were on pedestals, and it might not be because they shit talk like Conor, but for whatever reason, they were on that pedestal. And I think Conor could used to put people on that pedestal, or they'd put him on that pedestal, and he would crack them, and then he would have an advantage. And I think he's lost that. And I think now to try to use skill for skill, it's a lot tougher of a game.
Oh, of course, Mike. And this is the thing, man. Even with my persona, for those who think it's really like it's the art of war, man.
Yes, sir.
The fight has started before the fight has started.
I agree.
Like, this is you know what I'm saying? Like, you imagine a dude kicking pillows and shit, like right before weigh-ins, or whipping a snake on the ground, or throwing out things out of a hat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done all that crazy shit. So in other words, it's like it's a sign of me showing my confidence, my dominance, but it also, what it does too? It pushes me.
Yeah.
Instead of me getting tapped out with that rear naked choke, it's like I'm gonna think twice about that. Yeah. Because I don't want to eat my, I'm gonna eat. I don't want to eat my words, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where on the flip side that's where it pushes me. So in Conor's position, it's almost like Conor's a businessman.
Yeah.
I'm a businessman too, but I'm also a competitor. I hate losing. I'm not gonna say something that I don't believe in. I'm not gonna try to take a fight that I don't believe I could win.
Right. And
if I do, I'm gonna really go out swing. I'm not gonna go out getting tapped out by a rear naked choke. I mean, shit happens, dude.
Yeah. I agree.
And Khabib's pressure is ridiculous, man. I'm actually surprised Conor even lasted that long with Khabib.
Let me ask you a question, since you keep bringing up Khabib. Is it your opinion that Khabib is one of, how high up on the GOAT list to you? I know it's a very opinionated rank. It's not an official rank, but just how high is Khabib on the GOAT list for you, considering, because there's John Jones in the question, you and Demetrius, and there's so many top guys that have, well, not so many, only a few of you, but.
This is the thing, Mike, is he's in a special category, but he ain't the best. You know what I'm saying? I probably maybe even put him like number. You're gonna think I'm crazy, man. Like in the top 10, like in there. But there's so many great fighters, man. I can name them for you. I would put. I gotta, as much as I love. I would put John Jones, Demetrius Johnson, Anderson Silva, George St. Pierre, Randy Couture. I would put myself in number 6. 2 division champ, defended both my belts, beat the best out of my generation, Dominic Cruz, Demetrius Johnson, TJ Dillashaw, and then number 7, I would probably do Khabib, dude. I feel like just through the accolades, because Khabib, even though he's 29-0, there are still a lot of people for him to beat. You know what I'm saying? Even though he did beat everybody, and I think the fight that really kind of tends to hurt him a little bit is that Alaquinta fight. In that fight he looked horrible. He didn't look as good. He dominated, but he still showed a lot of holes in that position. Number 8, I would do Daniel Cormier. Number 9, number 9, I'm not sure, but I can only kind of name it. Maybe a BJ Penn, and then number 10. I don't know. 10 probably Fedor, dude. And Fedor could have been a number 1, but I think he just went. I think Fedor just went too. I think he just did too much than what he should have. But Fedor at one point was a pound for pound, was the best ever, and then he just tarnished that shit.
I do like the way you think, though, because like the GOAT status is a lot of times based on who you fought at their time, in your prime, in their prime, what they were doing. There's a lot of, I remember the Anderson Silva days. Like when you look at Khabib, what he's done when you look statistically is unmatched. And he's my teammate, and I'm biased, so of course he's one of my favorite fighters, obviously. But when you look back at my history and me going through my career, when you see those guys like Wanderlei Silva, you saw those guys, Fedor, you saw those guys like Anderson Silva, when they went through those runs, like like Anderson went through that 17 fight streak or whatever it was, and defended his belt 10 times. Of course, he lost his last 5 of 6 or 7 fights, or whatever the case. It doesn't matter. When he went through that run, it was magic. It was like something that was like some of these other guys that we're talking about never have done. They've never created that kind of magic and that kind of like wow factor that he did. I mean, he was like another species of fighter, like another species of being.
A performer, man. Like, it was literally a performance.
Yeah.
It was like Michael Jackson was getting ready to perform. You're gonna watch it for the first time. You know what I mean? It's like super cool, man. I remember Anderson Silva. That was back in your era, man.
Yeah.
The best that Anderson was. You know, ridiculous.
Dude, I beat David Loiseau after he fought Rich Franklin for the title. So David fought Rich Franklin for the title. He was the number 1 contender. I fought him for number 1 contendership and beat David Loiseau and was supposed to fight Anderson. And then I had to go on hold for either wait or take a fight in Texas, which was my hometown, because Travis Lutter won the TV show. And the TV show at that time was the winner gets a title shot. So I let Lutter obviously had the title shot. I went, and instead of waiting, I went and fought Yushin Okami in Houston, Texas, because it was the first big show in Houston where I'm from. And I dropped the decision to Yushin Okami. So I don't know if it was like a good or a bad. I would love to have say I fought Anderson Silva, but I will say it was not the Anderson Silva at that time that he became. Like I didn't know quite how crazy of a fucking badass he was going to be, and I would be probably a highlight reel for him, because I definitely was going to go straight forward and punch, and that's exactly what he wants. So yeah, I don't know if it's good or bad, but yeah, that was like directly in my time.
Yeah, it was, man. It was special, actually.
Some magic moments.
Yeah, your guys' era is what really built the UFC. I mean, yeah, we that took a commercial, for that matter. You know, Randy Couture, Hoist Gracie, Frank Shamrock, Ken Shamrock. They helped build this motherfucking, like, they're the root, they're the foundation. Yeah. You guys helped push it to the next level, man.
Yeah.
You know, then we can credit Ronda Rousey, Conor McGregor, things like that. But if it wasn't really for you guys' era, dude, that tough, the UFC would not be where it's at today.
What's up, everybody? I am here in Thailand. This is the first time I've ever been here. Been dying to come here for years. Mike Swick, he's one of the big reasons he's been trying to pull me down here. What he built down here, AKA Thailand, is incredible. There's people here from all over the world. You can train mixed martial arts here, jiu-jitsu. They have weightlifting, they have cardio, and obviously they have Muay Thai, boxing, everything. I'm telling you guys, I know everybody wants to go to Thailand because Thailand's so cool, but you can't come to Thailand without coming to AKA Thailand. Come on.
And I know you're right in the mix with Mike Tyson and boxing and doing these things, possibly coming back, and there's talks of this and that. What is your take on just the fight coming up with Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley? Are you excited about that? And do you think it's going to be different than what people are expecting one way or another? Or
it's entertainment, dude. I can see Dana White going back on his word like he typically does, and signing these YouTubers, you know, because he's a businessman. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, you know, you build this thing up, you're negative towards it, like just like he was negative about Ronda Rousey, about women's fighting, and just how he was thinking about getting rid of the flyweight division, and then he goes back and he's like, "This is the best thing that's ever happened."
Yeah.
So we're gonna see Jake Paul in the UFC in the next year.
You think so?
Yeah, it's predictable, man. I see Dana, dude. That's like it's all about the money.
Do you think Jake Paul's good enough now to beat Tyron Woodley?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, he's going to beat Tyron Woodley. This is the reason why, Mike. And I'm going to change your perspective here. Because boxing and MMA are two different things. Woodley just has an overhand. He's not a combination fighter. He just has that overhand. That overhand is vicious. But with the 8-ounce glove, a 10-ounce glove, you don't have that much power. This kid, Jake Paul, remember, he's a former wrestler. He's from Ohio. He's been wrestling for quite some time. And he's been around some of the best boxers for the last 3 years in the world. He's actually been taking this shit serious. So for that reason, I think Jake Paul's either going to stop him, depending on how, or he's just going to beat him by decision. because the sweet science of boxing is just a different game. I even called it with Ben Askren. I'm like, this kid's going to knock him out within the first or second round. I thought Ben for sure was going to last the round. I was wrong. He knocked him out in the first minute, you know. So that's just the way it is, and that's just the way I see it. Now, it's not that I'm going against MMA. I've done both sports. I've done amateur boxing. That sport is different, bro. You can no longer grapple. It's not just about an overhand. It's different, man. You're going to need some combinations, son.
Well, you know, I'm going with my boy Tyron just because he's my boy, and I know he's been boxing for a long time. I saw him at Wildcard years and years ago, boxing pro level, amateur level fighters. He was here doing pad work, doing great. So, I know he does have boxing training and he's experienced there, but I'm interested to see where Jake's going to be in this fight because it's a real fight, you know, and hats off to him if he does good and can show that he really is a fighter and he has potential to keep going. I mean, I have no disrespect for Jake if he turns out to be everything that he, presents. Because, I mean, I'm telling you, anyone that can do it, you have to have respect for. You can't dog a real fighter, and he's going to be a real fighter if he beats Tyron.
Yeah. But like I said, these are my takes. These are my takes from watching it, and Tyron hasn't done so well. You know, let's call a spade, man. He's been on the losing streak. You know what I'm saying? There's a chemical imbalance like in his head that has taken him to that level. You know what I'm saying? There's two reasons why my people don't succeed. There's one, they think they're better than what they really are, and then two, it's just a lack of confidence. So it's one or the other, man. He's gonna have to figure that out. Because I remember I seen Woodley when Woodley was on fire, he was on fire, you know. But there's something there's a switch that tends to happen at the, and I believe it happens after your first defeat, your first loss, when you finally see that you're not untouchable. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna have to figure that out. Yeah. And it all goes back to honesty. You know, am I as good as I think I am? Or is my confidence at that level as what it used to be? Those are the questions that I have for him. Well,
we'll find out. And man, I want to thank you for taking the time out for me, and hopefully we can get back and talk about this Woodley Jake fight afterwards and see what happened and see who was right.
I'll be back on your show. We'll talk about that Jake Paul, that Woodley fight.
Yeah, but you got to still come back on when Woodley beats him. You can't be like, I'm all busy and I can't get on your show.
I will give you my word, man. I'll be back on your show sometime after the fight, even if Woodley wins. No worries. I'm not hating, dude. I'm just giving my honest opinion.
All right, cool. All right, I'll take you up on that. We'll talk about it. And then my goal is to be so successful with my new expansion at AKA Thailand. I already have one of the largest sports combat gyms in the world, but I'm about to do an expansion that's absolutely ridiculous. And it's going to be the only 100% exclusive 3-story ocean view, completely decked out, helipad, everything, exclusive sports combat training facility. It's like a penthouse of a hotel, but it's going to be an entire facility for celebrities, VIPs, and the elite of the elite, like the supreme version of AKA Thailand. So I am planning on being so successful somehow after the sport and prove that I'm the best businessman that's ever fought in the UFC outside of somebody like Conor, somebody's had all this crazy money and yourself and all this stuff. And then here it is. I'm not finished. And then I'm going to get invited onto Hotboxin where I can talk about the success, and then I can chop it up with you guys and be like, yeah, I made it. So that's what's going to happen. You can just go ahead and we'll save this, and it's going to happen eventually.
I like it, Mike. I will keep that note in my hand, and then I will pitch it to the producers whenever it is that you're ready. And then it's up to them to run with it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And I'll bring it to Thailand. I'll bring it to Thailand and give you the full star treatment of the new facility when it's built. And then when you go back, you can tell Mike. And then I could be like, man, we got to get this guy on Hotboxin. And then I'll know I made it. Hotboxin is like that. That's when you know you made it. So like it's like boom.
Yeah, it's a trip, dude. It's a trip, man. But yeah, I'm not doubting you, my man. I'm not doubting you, man. I'm honored. Thank you for the time, dude. Thank you for what you do for mixed martial arts. I know it takes a lot of, as an American to be in another country, man, and trying to start a business, dude. And I think it's awesome what you're doing, man. You promote the sport of mixed martial arts to the fullest.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And I have all the respect in the world for you. And, hey, I want to thank you again, man, for coming on and doing an MMA headlines. I know you're busy. I know you had a ton of things going on. Congratulations again as being a father, being a husband, and hopefully I'll talk to you after the Tyron Woodley Jake Paul fight. And I'll be easy on you, bro. I won't come down hard. You know what I'm saying? I got no Tyron's going to win, but I'll be easy on you. You just got to promise me you're going to come on and at least give me a few minutes to relish in this.
All right. Why don't we do a 10 push-up then? Why don't we raise the bar, dude?
Okay, what?
Let's do Put for the loser.
Okay.
Loser does push-ups.
10
How's
push-ups?
Yeah, just 10 push-ups on air.
All right. 25.
All right, 25.
25. No stretching, no warm-up, just 25 push-ups, the loser.
All righty.
Is that good?
You got it. We'll see you, brother. You have a good one, dude.
All right, take care. Take care, Henry.